So I'm sure you all remember who Jessica Yaniv or Yaniv is. This is somebody who once went to a salon, number of salons in fact, some of which shut down, to get somebody who is specifically trained to perform a certain type of waxing on women, biological women, went there to have the same procedure done, the waxing procedure in question, only to then present male genitalia, which they were then refused service for, which then led to a considerable amount of outrage, which got Jessica Yaniv a lot of attention, a lot of publicity, most notably the numerous interventions by Rebel, which got a lot of attacks. I can't show the clips, by the way. Rebel have also claimed me in the past. I'm not showing it. No. I'll link it below, though. But you also have the interview and debate with Blair White, and the videos Blair has done on Jessica Yaniv or Yaniv. The debates were quite eye-openers, as were the interviews, where we learnt a lot about Jessica's past, along with many accusations and allegations when it came to incredibly inappropriate behaviour, which has been collected, understandably so, with many saying, how on earth is Jessica still allowed to walk freely? The police have been involved on a number of occasions, and on all occasions Jessica hasn't really suffered the full wrath of the law, which does befuddle me, because Jessica kinda deserves it. Now with the salons, back to that, Jessica presented the male genitalia, only to then be refused service because they were not trained to perform those particular procedures, the waxing procedures, on biological men. Because of the outrage, a number of businesses shut down, but one didn't. Permanently anyway. And it went to a court. The result was that Jessica Yaniv lost, or Yaniv, lost. That was in October of this year. And Jessica Yaniv, or Yaniv, was ordered to pay $6,000 in damages. More recently, Jessica Yaniv, or Yaniv, announced plans to host a nude-only swimming event that offered free admission to children. According to the website, the admissions are as follows. Adults, $12 at event, $10 online. Children under 18, free, doing nothing to help but reinforce the notion that Jessica has a taste for younger people, allegedly. Membership is mandatory. Application forms are available online or at the swim, and children are only admitted when accompanied by their parent or legal guardian. And skinny dipper swims at Newton Wave Pool are nude only, because the word skinny dipper wasn't enough of a hint that it involved a certain level of nudity, i.e. all of it. So skip ahead to now, because this is where we really want to focus our attention, not on the past. The videos are all there, they are very much clear, and they paint a rather disgusting picture, one of which you should have a look at yourself. I will link Blair White's videos and the live stream she hosted. More recently, Jessica Yaniv or Yaniv or whatever. Jessica, let's just go with Jessica. Jonathan for those who are feeling, yeah. So a gynecologist office that I got referred to literally told me today that we don't serve transgender patients. And me, being me, I'm shocked and confused and hurt. Are they allowed to do that legally? Isn't that against the college practices? With the College of Physicians and Surgeons of British Columbia being tagged in this. In a follow-up tweet, she wrote that gynecologists form a part of the multidisciplinary team who engage with transgender and non-binary patients, either as part of the transition stage performing surgery or managing pre- or post-transition gynecological problems. It should be acknowledged those tweets no longer exist. Jessica deleted them because of the backlash. Many people at the time, if memory serves, were saying, well, you just want someone to fondle your balls, don't you? Some saying, but you're not actually trans, you're using it as a shield. And there is some credibility to that, with the accusations of Jessica having a taste for younger people, and all the tweets, Facebook posts that certainly support that, all coming from Jessica, so it's quite concerning. Others saying, you just want people to touch you because you want to be touched. Others pointing out, you just want to sue someone because you need to make back the money you lost to the salon. The list did go on, it's just a shame the replies are no longer there. I did quote retweet it, mostly with a joke. I did see other content creators or former content creators or triggered people on Twitter. Yes. Just say, I'm just going to insert Jessica Yaniv into my title of my tweet to give her attention. Because, forgetting here, and I should point this out, while you are right that giving her more attention is exactly what she wants, one must call out something that is wrong. People quote retweet all the time and throw nothing but abuse at somebody. So is there something wrong with it being someone who is doing it for attention when that is the whole point of Twitter anyway? Granted, I have no excuse. I just do it because it's funny, which is exactly why if you ever see me quote retweet somebody, it's because I'm being a dick. But since the people who themselves are saying stop giving this person attention are themselves the very people who quote retweet and spurg out, I find it fascinating and somewhat hypocritical that you would suggest otherwise. Thane, man, I'm looking at you for that one. You need to stop. It's actually embarrassing now. Jessica is actually somewhat correct. Gynecologists are and do play an important part in the process, but as Jessica has not shown any indication to go towards op-related procedures, many believe, and this just confirms to them, their bias that is, or whatever, that you are doing nothing more than using it as that aforementioned shield. Therefore, you don't need to see a gynecologist at all. For advice, perhaps, had you framed your comment as that, seeking advice, perhaps. But as you didn't mention that, many believe you just did it because attention. And you're getting it now. I'm more than happy to give you attention. I'm not convinced you are as transgender as you say you are. That's not to say you can be tested and we can work out just where you fit on a scale, because there is no scale. Your actions, your behaviour, is of a bully. I don't like bullies. But a bully who is clever enough, just clever enough to use something to protect themselves. And currently, one of the best shields you can use is that of a minority. In your case, female. Transgenderism. I'm more than happy to respect that you say you are trans, because I don't care enough. But when you bully everyone else online, and you lose, and then you hide behind your shield and the police fail to act because of that shield when everything online shows you need to be arrested, one does have to question the criminal justice system in Canada, along with you yourself. I will say this because it is appropriate to do so. If you do intend to go down the path and fully commit, of course I retract. And if you do go down that path, of course the services should be available to you for the op and post-op related information and services. Some people have gone so far as to have fake wombs inserted. It does go down that path even further. And of course there should be care provided for those people. But I don't think, like the majority, that is what you're after. I think you're just doing it cause. At time of recording, it is unknown if Jessica Yaniv or Yaniv is intending to sue the gynecologist who refused service. I think it would be very interesting to see if she tries, because I think a doctor would understand better whether or not you are ready for such a procedure. I'm almost certain you have to be evaluated, and I'm not convinced yet, because you've never implied otherwise, that you've so much as done anything other than try and sue people for attention. With this case, I'm very interested to know what you think. I'm very interested to know if you think Jessica is just doing this for attention, or whether you believe something else is at play. It's a shame I can't play the relevant clips. I could have played stuff from Blair White, but I think, in truth, I'd rather just send you there so she gets the extra views, if you haven't already seen it, which I think most have. When it comes to giving somebody who is begging attention, like Jessica Yaniv, like Onision, yes, we should of course not give them all that attention. But at the same time, we need them to stay online so we can keep an eye on them until the appropriate authorities have intervened. That applies to Onision, and it applies to Jessica Yaniv, who I don't know if she has a channel or not, but she has a Twitter. And I would never seek to silence her, because I want her to get her insanity out there. Because I want her to keep making mistakes. Not so I can point at it, so that when that line is eventually crossed, and I have a strange feeling it will be, which I don't want for a second, the police can use the evidence from her own Twitter against her. Whether or not it can be used in a court of law, I'm not sure. But if correlated with evidence, can certainly be quite compelling, I'm sure. So please let me know what you think about this in the comments below. There is a new video over on the Moistonia Live channel about the Green Party manifesto, and I shall be streaming some Euro Truck Simulator on Omegon Plays at 8:30 PM GMT. So I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday, and thank you all for listening.